All right, there is a short on this particular item, and any viewer of the channel knows that this truck's been in here before. It's a good neighbor and a friend of mine, and I understand that this vehicle is very important to them. And so I really put in a lot of effort. Now, 7 months ago, you can look back on the channel, we condemned a TIPM, or Totally Integrated Power Distribution Module. And the way we did that is this wire right here. It's blue with an orange tracer. It is powered from fuse, I think it's 70. I don't know if it'll come through in the video, but it is fuse 70. It is 30 amp and it lives right here. Now, 7 months ago, we found very quickly that we didn't have any fuel. We ran alternative fuel on here, the truck would start. And I also had no trouble code. So I also started there, kind of recreated my steps. There's my Snap-on scan tool in the seat. No trouble codes, but a crank no start. Or if it sits long enough, it'll hit just for a minute and then it dies and it'll crank and won't restart. So it gets here, we add some fuel, it starts and runs until it runs out of the fuel that I put down the throttle plate and dies. So I'm like, all right, what's going on here? High failure rate, I want to verify everything that's going on here. At that fuse, it runs for 3 to 5 seconds, goes away, so it should be priming the pump. And I should have continuity to ground on that blue with a orange tracer right here. And I don't, it's open. So from this point through the truck, back to the pump, I don't have path through the windings of the pump and ground. So I looked aftermarket last time. I'm not a big fan of aftermarket, but this is one of those things where it just drives a mechanic crazy. We do a good diagnosis last time. We fixed the truck and it stays fixed for right under 19,000 miles and 7 months. And it stalls and leaves them out on the road. So I feel like, all right, what's going on? Perhaps it's something new, or perhaps, you know, we have a faulty part. And the fact that I made all the trouble, went all the way to the dealership, got the dealership part, made sure we were good there for carrying all the amperage for this pump. I go down here to ring my wires out, and it's a common, I don't know, mechanics procedure to bang on the bottom of the tank. And so with my hand, just a little bit of a bump, I can hear the pump has fallen off of the sending or the hanger, because it's a sending unit that hangs down from the top of the tank. And I'll do another video on this. I'm not crawling back down there again tonight. You have to take my word for it. I know there's probably trust issues out there, but I will prove it in a follow-up video. So long and short of what I've got going on here is 7 months, 18,000, 19,000 miles. We have a failed OE fuel pump. So I'm going to get one ordered from the dealer. I'm hoping a day or two we should have it. We're going to warranty it and put a fuel pump in there and hope for the best. But it really is maddening. You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. It's just maddening. Well, maybe I should talk to the camera. It's absolutely maddening to work, diagnose, figure out what's wrong with it, go to the dealership, get the factory parts, spend your time in the shop. It's 8 o'clock. Trying to do and make sure that this thing is fixed as good, if not better, than the first time it came into the shop. And unfortunately, we got a bad part. So as much as I hate it and I want to get on my soapbox and rant, that's the wave of the world today. And I hope and pray, to be honest, you know, the first about 15 years I did this, you could get parts from your local parts house, aftermarket, and they were perfectly fine. I have fixed thousands of cars with aftermarket parts. Now, the last 5 years, if anybody's been a viewer on this channel, I have hated on aftermarket parts with a passion because of stuff exactly like this. because it makes me look like a bum, to be honest. It really does. And I feel like a bum. So I'm like, all right, we're going to pay the extra money. We're going to go the extra mile. We're going to go to the dealership. We're going to get all the factory stuff. We're going to cross our T's, dot our I's. And here we are. So I hope all of you out there that either do your own work, give yourself some grace when this happens, or if you're taking it to a mechanic and something like this happens, I hope you give them some grace, because the bottom line is the manufacturing now is probably as bad, if not worse, than I've ever seen it. And unfortunately, you as the consumer and me as the mechanic are going to have to eat some unfortunate turds, if you will. And that's what I've got here. So I hate it that the truck's out of service for them and we're revisiting something that I already fixed. But I'll get this taken care of. We're going to make it right. We'll put it back out there on the road. But your mechanic or you as a do-it-yourselfer is at the mercy of the manufacturer. And unfortunately, in this case, they must have skimmed corners, or this one was built on a Monday or built on a Friday. Your guess is as good as mine. So if you made it all the way to the end of this soapbox rant and you have a Dodge or a Ram in this case, let me be politically correct, and you love it, I would sure like to know about it, because I'm really frustrated with all of them right now that they're not making good products that you and I are trading time for dollars to pay for, and they're not making it like they should. The cars through the late 90s and up to about 2012 were probably some of the most reliable and best vehicles ever built. So we're about 7 minutes on my rant here. Hope you guys have a good day, good evening, and share some of your wisdom with me. If you know something I don't, let me know about it.